Mark, you've had 2 games at the Cyprus Cup so far. 2 wins, 2-0 over Italy, 3-0 over Finland. What's been your assessment of your team's performances so far?
We feel there's been many positives for us to move forward with. You know, the Italy game we set up in a way which was a new way for the team to play. Lots of new ideas. We worked on the training ground prior to that. And I was delighted with the intent the players showed to try and take those ideas onto the pitch. And similar to the Finland game, we even kicked on a little bit. You know, the more time we spend together, the more opportunity we get to work with the players, the more they get clear of what we're asking from them. And you can see now that we're starting to move forward quite quickly, which from my perspective is incredibly positive. You know, and that's what we've got to be about. We've got to make sure when we finish matches, we do get some positive aspects from it, and we can take those positives, develop them, and hopefully make them better in the next game. And you know, so far that's been a positive experience for us.
If you can pinpoint just 1 or 2 things, it might be the progress that the team are making, but what would you say is the 1 or 2 things that's pleased you most so far?
I think first and foremost is the attitude of the players to try and implement the things we've been talking about. You know, it takes a lot of courage and a lot of bravery on the football field to get yourself on the football and try and dictate the game. And we've done that in both matches. We've been brave. We've tried to take the game to the opponents and be positive. Okay, we've made some defensive errors and allowed them limited chances, but we have allowed them some chances. But most importantly, when we've been in possession of the ball, I've seen a real attitude and positivity from the players to get themselves on the football, create opportunities and play on the front foot. And if that mentality is already there, I think we can only build on that now and hopefully take it even more into the Canada game.
The final group game is against Canada, with a place in the final up for grabs. What are you expecting from that game?
Well, it's going to be a tough game for us, you know, no doubts. I mean, we're playing a team who were bronze medalists in the last Olympic Games. They're ranked, you know, the top 7 nations in the world. They consistently compete and beat some of the top nations. You know, they're 4 places above us. You know, they're going into the game as favourites, but you know, it's another opportunity for us to go into it and see where we're at. And that's exactly how we're going to approach the game. We want to go in there. We want to try and show the intent to implement our new ideas, show that winning mentality. And it might be a game where we have to show a bit of character as well, because when you play against a team who have the quality of player that Canada have, you have to make sure that you're concentrated and defensively you're as close to perfect as you possibly can be. And you know, we're going to be really tested in that area on Monday, but it's a test we're looking forward to. But we've also got to make sure that we can play our part. You know, we want to try and influence the game in terms of how we are in the football, and try and show the courage that we have done the first 2 games to try and dictate and try and create opportunities ourselves. But you know, we've got no doubts and we've got under no illusion that it's a big, important, tough test for us, but one we're looking forward to. And for us, if at the end of the game we move forward in terms of our development phase, I'll be absolutely delighted. You know, this Canadian team have been together for a long time. They're a long way down the path of their team development. They've been in residency for 3 months, so you know, they're a team that are a really tight-knit, gelled unit. So we're still working towards that, but you know, one exciting challenge for us to come up against a team of that quality at this stage when we're in a position where we've got nothing to lose.